Would it be bad to ask my girlfriend why she didn't want to consent? Which is fine OFC. Don't ask in the way you've phrased here. It comes off as pushy. Later on you could ask casually, "Hey, I just wanted to check in that everything's okay. Was there a particular reason you weren't feeling it earlier?" Quote, but also be prepared that her answer could be, "No. No particular reason. Just wasn't in the mood," and that's completely valid too. I wouldn't ask unless it becomes a pattern. And I definitely wouldn't phrase it as, "Why didn't you consent?" Quote, Nah, I wouldn't put too much thought into it. Maybe she wanted to watch the movie. Maybe she is not in the mood. Maybe she's scared about it, etc. There's 1,000 reasons. But I would only ask if it became a pattern. Maybe she doesn't want to make the relationship about sex. I wouldn't make a big deal out of it. Sometimes we just don't want to. For no particular reason. If it becomes a recurring thing, it would be nice to talk about it just to get to understand her a little better. But for now I'd let it go. Cuddle up and enjoy the movie. People just aren't always in the mood. I wouldn't read too deeply into it. Maybe she wanted to watch the movie. I wouldn't ask her why she said no. However, it is a very good idea to talk about sexual boundaries and needs with your partner. Don't force the subject. But healthy relationships eventually require communication about this kind of stuff, even if it is just one honest conversation for the entire relationship. It's easier to discuss as whether they were in the mood than consent. BC that's more about their decision. If it's not a pattern, then you can assume she just wasn't in the mood beyond making out. Aunt Flo could be visiting. You can ask. But you have to be sensitive and nuanced in how you ask. You need to ask in the same tone you might ask why a close family member died. With grace. With care. With compassion in your voice and a gentle curiosity with the purpose of knowing more about their inner world. Before asking her, I would ask yourself, why do I want to know? Is it because you are genuinely curious? Is it because you are suspicious or paranoid about something? Is it because you feel insecure or upset? Is it because you are worried about her? Is it because you hate not knowing the reasons for things? Is it because you feel you deserve an answer? There could be many reasons. But try to narrow it down to why. You need to answer this question for yourself first. I personally wouldn't ask. Because it's pretty average for a person to turn down sex every now and then. It could easily be misinterpreted as you trying to get your way over her. Not saying that's your intent at all. But you're both young and miscommunication is easy even when both parties are experienced. Let alone when they're not. Don't take it personally. She could have lots of reasons for turning down sex that have absolutely nothing to do with you. A short list of those reasons could be body image issues, tiredness, performance anxiety, or trauma that affects her desire for sex. But there's no reason to ask yet, since it was just a one-time thing. Ask my dude. Anything can be talked about in a healthy relationship. And in life in general. Just don't frame it badly. Communication is always the key. Sometimes people are not in the mood and that's fine. But it might be something else. And you won't know if you don't ask. Why didn't you want to have sex? Even if asked in what you think is a non-judgmental way, will come across as confrontational to women. She never has to justify the reasons to you. But it's natural to be curious. You had sex with me many times and yet that time you did not, is big will from the in-betweeners. Energy. Bad move. I noticed you didn't want to have sex. Anything I can do to improve the mood next time, makes it about you and not them. What's past is past. You need to show you have accepted their no, and moved on. It's okay to ask what will improve your odds in the future. Rather than asking why she wasn't in the mood, try asking her what makes her feel comfortable, sexy, in the mood, etc. I'd just move on. She probably just didn't want to have sex, dude. Or she was on her period. There's really not much to it. Honestly, it's kinda weird to ask something like that. Especially how you phrased the question. The one time she said no. Not saying you got bad intentions or anything. I mean, I think everyone should communicate with their partner. But I just think there's no point in asking when this has only happened once. It would make more sense to me to ask this when it's actually been a reoccurring thing between y'all. As long as you're not a dick about it, there's no harm in talking about it. But there is every chance she just didn't want to, and that's all there is to it. I am only one person that means absolutely nothing to your life. But I will share a little story anyways. BC, I've been in your GF's shoes. My ex would get this way when I would say no. Like he would ask me why I didn't want to. It frustrated me because it wasn't a pattern where I was constantly saying no. And it felt like he would just get so internally upset when all I wanted was to hang out. Ya know what I did? I stopped having sex with him because it felt very entitled and exhausting. And then I left him. And now I have a partner that doesn't get all weird when I say no, and we have way more sex. My advice: don't push it unless it's a pattern. Happened to me. I didn't know why, but later she told me she wanted to see if I liked her for her, not just for the sex. For the love of God, don't ask her. You're making a problem out of something that isn't one. Sometimes people are just not in the mood. If she turns you down multiple times in a row, then by all means ask her if everything is alright. But wait in after one time and she will pressured and she will lose respect for you. She may have just not been in the mood, and you making a thing of it will not help her to feel comfortable enough to get in the mood anytime soon. There are loads of reasons why she may not have been up for it, and quite frankly, unless she wants you to know, or if it's making a significant problem in your relationship, you have no right to know. People are allowed to say they don't want to do something without answering questions on why. I wouldn't force it. She might have just not been in the mood.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.